Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Beefer, and today we have episode 4 of the Slow News Day. Without any hesitation, let's get right into it. Now I have a question to ask you guys. Have you ever seen someone flush $6,000 down a toilet? Well, if you haven't, consider yourself lucky because this guy has. There's actually a New Zealand streamer by the name of Quinn69, nice name by the way,
Yeah, boy.
who spent 10,000 New Zealand dollars on the new mobile game Diablo Immortals. Now, the 10,000 New Zealand dollars roughly is equivalent to like about 6.3k in US dollars. And for those of you that don't know, Diablo Immortals is the latest installment to the Diablo franchise, which is traditionally a console and PC game, but this time around they decided to do a mobile release. And you might be asking yourself, why would anybody drop $6,000 on a mobile game or any video game for that matter? And honestly, the reasoning, it's not that satisfying. Now, before I get into the why Quinn69 chose to spend $6,000, I think it's important to define the concept of in-game economies. So certain games have a most games nowadays have a microtransaction system, and the prices are determined by either the developers or the users of that game. So let's take like a generic first-person shooter game, for example. In these games, they might have gun skins that you can use in the customization menu. Some of the skins may be common, like they might be like a level 1 unlock or something, and one skin might be super rare and might only be available through the store. So naturally, that common skin is going to be worth more than that rarer skin that's locked in the store or whatever. And a similar thing happens with in-game Dropboxes, which is just essentially like a lotto machine where you just put in the in-game currency, you buy this box, and you hope it comes out with something rare. So naturally, the Dropbox is going to have more common skins or common in-game items rather than rarer ones. So now that we understand what sort of an in-game economy is, we can circle back to Quinn69. So in Quinn's case, he was attempting to obtain Diablo Immortals' best in-game gear, which is a 5-star legendary gem. And as it turns out, this gem actually has a drop rate of less than 1%. So essentially, you're more likely to find a literal needle in a haystack than unlock this item. And luckily for Quinn, he's not, well, I don't want to assume his financial status, but he's a relatively popular streamer and YouTuber, so we can only hope he's not strapped for cash. But rather than just take this financial hit and be sad about it, he actually took things into his own hands and tried to go on and prove that Diablo Immortals in-game economy is really, really bad. It's actually estimated that if a person wanted to skip the grinding and skip the hours of playing the game just to obtain a fully maxed out character in the game, it would cost listen to this number, it would cost $110,000. 6 figures. It would cost 6 figures to max out a video game character. There are luxury cars that don't even cost that much. So hopefully this serves as a sort of lesson that either play these games very casually or be absolutely loaded financially. Alright, today we actually only have 2 stories, and with our second story, we're going to touch on the absolutely massive news that dropped yesterday. But before I do that, obviously, in case you didn't know, I'm going to be discussing the whole Roe v. Wade situation. But before we get into any of that, I want to quickly state that I'm not going to be sharing my opinion at all. And if there ends up being comments on this video, I can only ask and implore of you that you do not share your opinions whatsoever, whether you are for the decision, whether you're against the decision. Please do not share your opinions. This is strictly a conversation about what happened. At the end of the day, I'm a gaming channel and I'm an internet news channel. I'm not sort of like a public square where people argue about political decisions. You can go to other channels. There's plenty of channels on the internet where you can go and have your opinions heard and get constructive criticism back. But I would like to keep this as civil and as neutral as humanly possible. And I've truly been blessed throughout my life to come across people with differing opinions politically, literally all over the place, all along the political spectrum. And I truly value each and every one of their opinions. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to be in favor of one group or the other. So this is going to be straight down the line and straight down the middle, you know? Now that's completely out of the way. Let's get into Roe v. Wade. Now, some of the less, I don't want to say educated, the less aware people, or even people that are overseas might be asking, what is Roe v. Wade? Is it like a heavyweight boxing match that I missed? No, actually, Roe v. Wade is actually a law passed by the Supreme Court in about 1973, I believe, that granted women the right to choose and decide when or even if they wanted to essentially alt F4 a pregnancy. And for the sake of keeping things a bit PG and to avoid a age restriction, I'm gonna just refer to alt F4ing a pregnancy as A. I'm sure we can all figure out what I mean by A. So now that we have that out of the way, yesterday by a relatively slim margin, I don't remember what it was. I think it was like a 1 vote difference. Honestly, it might be a 1 or 2 vote difference. It was decided by the Supreme Court that the Roe v. Wade law will be repealed, and states will gain the power to determine whether they want to outlaw, restrict, or protect the practice of A. And there have been a number of predictions saying that about half of the states in the US will choose to either outlaw or extremely restrict A. And for the states that plan to completely outlaw A, they're doing one of two things. They're either giving a 30-day grace period or they're not giving a grace period at all. It's also been reported that a number of states are actually electing to protect the practice of A. Regardless of where you may stand on this, I think it's important to just realize the sheer seismic nature of a decision like this. On one side, you're gonna have people celebrating. On the other, you're gonna have people protesting. And in the middle somewhere, you're gonna have people just asking if they could please get a waffle.
Can I get a waffle? Can I please get a waffle?
But all jokes aside, that it's crazy. It's really eye-opening to witness something this, I don't know, out there. I don't know if that's the proper wording. Extreme, maybe. But that is all I have for you guys today. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please leave that in the comment section. Also keep the comment section pretty cordial. You know, I'm not a political soapbox, you know, so please don't berate anybody. You know, all opinions are welcome. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.